Ben. How are you?
You're all right.
It's been about a year, I guess, since we spoke last.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's just wild. I went quick.
It did. Yeah, I'm excited to talk to you again because I know you've got a couple of things going on. I guess probably the most pressing issue would probably be the upcoming tour with Kacey Musgraves, right?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest piece of meat on the plate.
I want to talk with you a little bit about how that works, right? I think the tour starts in August. Is that right?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Yep. And I've got my tickets for the Philly show, so I'm looking forward to seeing you guys.
All right, great.
So I know you've been with Kacey for a while, right? As her, guitar player and also kind of band leader. Is that right?
No, my friend Drew, both friends, Drew and John,
Okay.
John Witt, they're the MDs.
Gotcha.
Drew's the one who brought me into the band.
Mhm.
I play guitar and then sing a lot. That's kind of one of my principal.
Right. How does that work? Because when Kacey's new album came out, I checked the credits and I know, like, I guess, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't see your name in the credits, so I don't think you're part of the recording, right?
Oh, I was not on the record.
Okay, so then my question is,
What are you doing with your life?
No. I know you got plenty of stuff going on for sure. But I'm curious as to like how it works. Like the album comes out, or does she prep you even before the album comes out and says, "Here are the songs that we're gonna play on tour"? Like, I guess you've got to learn some of the new songs that are going to be played, right? I mean, like, can you walk me through maybe that process of how you prep for this upcoming tour?
Sure. Well, I can walk you through kind of the specific prep of this one. Every situation is going to be slightly different, so we can talk about. Again, I don't know your listener.
I'm here for it all. Just like last time, Ben. I'm here for it all. So let's talk, because I want to get, as someone, I see you as someone who's like on the inside of the music industry, right? You're living the dream, right? You're a touring musician. You're putting out your own music. You've got all these, collaborations, and all that stuff. And you're a full-time musician. I would label you as a rock star, in my opinion. So like, I'm here for all that, like behind the scenes stuff, like how it all works. So let me have it.
Hey, well, I mean, it's funny. My question was more like I'll do both, but can tune it more to like a professional experience, because it's funny when I think rock star, I don't think professional, and when I think my life, especially with Kacey, it's like it's a very kind of professional thing to the extent that it can be, and whatever, I'll go into it. But anyway, the record, she has a great, incredible crew that she's been making records with since the beginning of her career, some of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the more kind of nuclear side since Golden Hour, these two guys, Ian Fitchick and Daniel Tashian, both of whom I'd actually worked with prior to the Kacey band, on other projects. So she has her kind of comfy, extremely high level crew in Nashville that she's made the last 4 records with, for the most part.
Sure. Yep.
And that she has her touring band. All of us, again, for the most part, except for one, are based in LA. So we were on a tour in Australia last year when they got comfortable enough sharing the record with the band. So we started, it's not just comfort, actually, we had a shoot. We were going to record some of the music live in December.
Okay.
We had to prepare for that, which we ended up doing basically in sound checks during the Australian tour. So we'd had the record, about 6 months before it came out. And here and there, as she was working on it, she'd send us a thing there. Or, sometimes she's a lovely person, and she'll, swap songs every once in a while and say,
"Oh, nice.
What you got here? Here you go." Blah blah blah. But generally, like, as far as people who are in this world or want to get into it or kind of get a feeling of this version or this kind of avenue of the whatever music industry, it is a super prep heavy thing. So going in, a lot of the guys who are like, and gals and folk who are at the top of the peak
The
performance,
food chain.
yeah, whatever you want to call it, have incredible retention and recognition skills,
Oh, okay.
just purely musically. Again, if you want to talk about this or not,
Yeah,
stop.
please. Yep.
But and I don't really include myself on that high level of retention. I'm still, it's something that I have to work hard at.
Mhm.
Like these are people who sometimes will be in situations where they'll get an entire record of music and be expected to perform it within a couple days.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
with no rehearsal in front of
Right.
10,000 people. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, sure.
that's the kind of for the people who are really consistently and sought after.
Mhm.
There's a lot of that.
Is it the knowledge of all, like, the music theory that helps that helps people, like, yeah, like, with the retention? Like, "Oh, this song's in A minor, so I know the 1, 4, 5, and, chords and all that stuff." Like, is it that or
Right.
something otherworldly?
No, it's totally worldly. You know what I mean? It's like very, very worldly. And as far as kind of professional skills and not even professional, fuck that. It's like
Yeah.
just musicality.
Mhm.
Um, it's kind of oral ear fluency,
Oh, okay. Gotcha,
you
gotcha.
know? So
Yep,
it's
yep.
and also kind of retention.
Mhm.
How much of a piece of music can you keep in a functional part of your brain?
Right, right, sure.
You know,
Right.
and those are
That's cool.
wonderful skills, you know?
Are you still kind of prepping for the tour that's coming up, or are you pretty much ready?
No, I got them deep in there at this
Good,
point.
good.
Yeah, yeah. And we've had a couple weeks of rehearsal and
Oh, okay. Yeah.
we performed the album top to bottom multiple times now.
Oh, okay. All right, cool, cool.
Yeah,
Can
so
you can you can you and obviously I don't know how strict Casey is about keeping stuff, close to the vest, but like is she performing a lot of new songs on this tour? Do you know what the set list is going to be yet?
we don't have the set list yet. We're gonna record. Like production rehearsals start just prior
Okay.
to the tour.
Yep.
Uh, but obviously, new records. We're
Yeah.
gonna play a lot of the new music.
Yeah, that's
Um,
very cool.
yeah,
Cool.
it's great and kind of do a there's a facility in Pennsylvania actually
Oh,
that
wow.
uh, hosts this kind of tour prep on this level where they're like building huge arena shows,
Oh.
building
Wow.
stages, being able to run the set in a kind of realistic without having to rent out an arena.
That's
Um,
cool. Yeah,
yeah,
well, because I noticed the stage looks enormous in the seating chart. I don't know how much you know about the stage yet, but like there's the
it-
main stage and then a giant runway and then a big circular stage at the far end.
right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so
So,
it are so are they going to build that in this place in Pennsylvania that you were just referring to?
yep, exactly.
Okay, cool. What area of Pennsylvania? Is it Philly area, Pittsburgh area?
Oh, it's more rural. I mean, it's no secret. It's in a town called Lidditz.
Okay.
And there's a company called Claire Audio, which is like kind of the behemoth of audio um, rental and management. PAs, they have a lot of these big PAs that go out with tours like this.
Oh, cool.
Um,
Yeah. I'd
and
never even heard of it. That's so cool.
yeah, they built a campus out there that's inclusive. It's like rehearsal spaces, a company that builds a lot of, you know,
Mhm.
stage dressing, things like that. It's almost like Henson a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
In
it
LA
does.
in studios, and they're like just
Yeah.
doing crazy shit. Oh, I want like a floating cow, or you know what I mean? It's like, okay,
Right.
give
Okay,
us
we'll do
a
it.
couple days. Yeah,
That's cool. Very cool. Where does the tour kick off at? Do you know?
it's Chicago.
Chicago. Okay, cool. Yeah. I think I'm seeing you sometime in September, like middle of September. I can't remember the actual date, but yeah, I'll be there. I'll be
Yeah,
there in Philly in September.
we'll be greased up by then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's funny, I always look at, like, whenever I'm going to any show, I look and I'm like, "Oh, am I gonna be, like, the first city on the tour or the last? And what does that mean if I'm the first or last?" I'm always kinda curious.
Well, and
So
you can never tell because so much of it has to do with like morale within
Mm.
the community, because it really is like a little city moving around.
Yeah, I guess it would be, right?
You know, well,
Yep.
that's, you know, that's an exaggeration, but there'll probably be whatever 60, 70 people.
Sure, sure. Now, is she gonna have? I know some folks, and I know Taylor Swift is an exception to all the rules because she is who she is and as gigantic as she is. But when she did her last tour, I heard that she had like 3 separate crews or something bouncing
Wow.
around all over the country. Is Kacey Musgraves anything like that at all, or is it just one crew going around?
I don't think they have multiple. We have multiple stages.
Okay.
'Cause
Yep.
that's how
Yep.
that, you know, they're building, you know, 3 shows ahead.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But no, I don't. I
Right.
guess I don't know for sure, but I'm
Okay. All right, cool. So the latest album that you have, right? Songs for Agreement, is that right?
that's right.
Yep. I just downloaded that off of Bandcamp, so I'm not familiar with every single song, but
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I did want to give it a couple listens before I talk to you this time. So it's
Right.
great. I love the whole vibe of it, you know. It's in my opinion, it's kind of like super chill music, but very
Yeah.
emotional and everything's well thought out. And I really, really like just dig it. Like I find myself just going back to it. And
Huh.
in this day and age, in this day and age of like, you know, being inundated with music every day, you know, seemingly, it's
Right.
nice to have something that you can kind of go back to. I don't have a whole lot of new albums that I go back to on a regular basis, and I'm wondering if that's just because it's streaming and I get it for free, and maybe I'm going back to yours because I paid for it,
Right.
right? I bought it off of Bandcamp, right? And that's part of I don't know if you remember, but we did have that conversation last time where you're more of a Bandcamp guy, right? Where because I think I don't want to put words in your mouth, but if I
No.
remember correctly from last year, I think you had said something to the effect like, well, you know, if a person wants it and enjoys it from what they've heard and they want to invest in it and actually purchase the music off of Bandcamp, it's more value to the listener, and they're a little bit more emotionally invested in it as well, as opposed to just being able to stream it on Spotify. Is that
Yeah.
accurate to how you're thinking now?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. It's always tweaking and shifting, but I think any time it's so difficult to isolate pieces of work like we used to, you know,
Hmm.
and then like it's not like you couldn't get 10,000 CDs
Right.
years ago. You could still do it, but it's very different. And um, yeah, I appreciate limiting the thing to a degree.
Hmm.
I had a funny kind of experience with it
Oh
where
yeah.
I was all like scheming, you know, like what am I gonna do? I don't like Spotify. I don't like this. I don't like that.
Hmm.
So eventually, I was like my physical. I want to do physical because as we're talking about, there is something about having tangible thing. But I decided it kind of hit me. I'm gonna do a book. I have it right here. I did a book.
Oh wow. Oh,
This
that's cool.
this is the record. It's like whatever lyrics and
Nice.
essays and an interview with Theo and um
Awesome.
so and it was much cheaper than vinyl, much
Oh
faster.
wow.
You know
Uh-huh.
all this. So I did that, and I'm like, all right, with streaming, I'm gonna do something called streaming season. Did I tell you about this?
No, I don't think so.
Streaming season.
Okay.
So I said I'm gonna put it up on streamers for 6 weeks, and then I'm gonna pull it down.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Um,
Yep.
and then in a year, whatever, 8 months or something, I'll put it back up.
That's cool.
And that way, you say, oh, this music, right? I can connect with it for this time, and then it's gonna
Mhm.
go. So oh,
That's right. I vaguely remember us talking about that last year. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right.
I think that's a great idea. You know,
Well,
because it's like a built-in demand almost, you know, supply and demand. I was an economics major in college, so it's all
there you
about
go.
supply and demand.
Come on. Yeah. I I'm all set to do that, but I'm not actually all set because I wasn't that organized and kind of moving slow on it.
Hmm.
Um, and again, this is low risk. Speaking of economics, it's not a high risk thing for me to control experiment with my music this way because I don't have a huge listenership. I'm not making thousands of dollars every month
Right.
streaming. So what do I, it's
Hmm.
not a big deal.
Yep.
Um, so
Hey, I
I,
made $1.50 last month, so I'm on
woo,
my way.
there you go. You know, like that's 150 cents. That sounds better.
That's right.
Um, uh, and so anyway, I'm gonna pull it all down, and then I find out one of my old songs is being synced on this TV show. It's part of a TV show.
Mhm.
Cool, that's great. I love it. It didn't strike me as that. It wasn't a ton of money. It was just a nice thing.
Right.
Um, and I kind of forgot about it. Didn't even know the name of the TV series.
Okay.
So it comes out, um, and then a week later, as I'm about to pull my stuff offline, including that song, I get
Mhm.
a text from a distributor that I'd worked with in the past. Who's like, "Oh," sent me a screenshot. He's like, "The power of a sync," um, and the streams for that song, which had been placed, sync,
Mhm.
went up 178,000%.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So
Nice.
I got 30 streams in the 1 month, and then the month that I'm planned to take it off the internet, I
Mhm.
got 250,000.
Nice.
So
That's
it
awesome.
was just like, shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Great. But I'm like,
Yeah.
well, now what the fuck do I do?
Right, right.
So best laid plans, and I'm kind of
Is it
just
still up there? Did you take it down or is it
no,
still up there?
I'd let it ride because
Yeah,
it's
man.
almost at like 500,000 streams now,
That's
uh,
awesome. Love it.
and I figure, who knows? Maybe I'm just like a complete um feckless, and artist with no integrity, but I'm work it out.
I don't know. I mean, I think you've got to seize those opportunities, right? Like if and I totally am on board with streaming season. I think it's a great idea. I think it's like I said earlier, it's a way to kind of have a built-in like demand, right? Like it's because a lot of people are like, oh wait, he's going to take it down. I better go listen to it or whatever. But then it's your music. You can do whatever you want with it. So, I mean, if you do have one that hits, then maybe ride that wave a little and see what happens. you
Yeah,
know?
it's so funny. I mean, it's all like very kind of gamey,
Sure.
uh,
Yep.
and that's okay with me.
It is tough, to try to figure out like what works and not just with like streaming music, but also like I don't know how I mean I follow you on Instagram and stuff and I do see the stuff that you put out, but I don't know how active you are on like TikTok and YouTube and any other social media platforms. It's so tough to try to figure out what's going to get anybody's attention. Like I'm not necessarily trying to go viral, but I do want people to hear and see the stuff that got going on. And when I post something that I think is exciting and it only gets like 30 views or streams or listens or whatever, I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
Right,
you know?
right. Yeah, it's not, it's built with very specific intentions, and a lot of those, as in the algorithms in these
Mhm.
platforms, that are our um what we want out of the process as creators is not particularly, I think, a high priority. I mean, I'm sure it's on the list to them, but the
Yeah.
priority is how do you get people to stay on this? What I mean
Right.
is cultivating a healthy culture is
hmm
not a high priority. So
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, like this podcast lives on, Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all that stuff. And then I do upload it to my own YouTube channel for the video version of it. But anytime I post like a link to YouTube on like my Facebook doesn't want you to leave their platform. So they're
right,
not going to promote my post that has a link to take them somewhere else. So
exactly.
it's so frustrating, you know.
Yeah,
But
it's like a
go ahead.
format. It's still very early. It's such early days in this
Yeah.
landscape.
Yep. Yep. And it changes. I mean, from what I understand or from what the rumors are, like the algorithms change all the time because people I guess get used to a certain behavior, so then they might get bored and then they have to change up what they're going to show that viewer to keep them interested. So it's pretty crazy. It's crazy to me that like I can have 6,000 followers on Facebook, and only like 10% of those people actually see what I post. You know?
That's a high percentage.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's true. I would just pull a
Yeah.
number. I do have about 6,500 followers on Facebook, but I don't know how many are actually seeing my stuff.
Right. No, a high performing, the way I look at it is like, yeah, 10% engagement is high.
Yeah, it probably is.
Isn't
Yeah,
that
yeah,
wild?
yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy. It's the equivalent of, remember back in the old days, if you wanted somebody to come to your show or something, you'd print out flyers and put them on people's windshields and stuff. You know what I mean? It's the equivalent of just throwing flyers all around town, and maybe you put out 100 flyers and one person comes. You know, one person comes to the gig. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, except on this, like, you look around the parking lot and there's like 100 other people putting flyers.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you ever saw that movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg and Jennifer Aniston back in the day.
Yeah.
It's that scene where they're at the Steel Dragon show and one band's putting the flyers on, the other band's right behind them taking their flyers off and putting them on. They get a big fight. They're both Steel Dragon tribute bands, and they're all dressed alike, and they're fighting in the parking lot. It's one of my favorite movies.
That's hilarious. Wow. Oh my God.
I love it. Anyway, yes, I wanted to thank you. I don't know if you remember, but like a few months ago, I released this song. Actually, I have my shirt on, Devil on My Shoulder. And I sent it to you. It was after it was released, and I just sent it to you as like feedback. And I wasn't even sure if you were going to take the time to listen to it, but you did respond, you know, and I think you listened to it a couple of times, and you had some feedback for me, which I think was very, very helpful. It kind of helped me in songs that I'm, you know, currently writing and recording and hoping to get out by the end of this year and stuff. I'm trying to release a song like every 1 to 2 months, depending on how long it takes me to record it and stuff like that. But I did want to thank you for actually taking the time to listen and provide some feedback. That was awesome.
That was my pleasure. Yeah, I really, I don't know, I appreciate you reaching out.
Yeah. Part of the feedback that you gave me, and I'm not offended at all. I really, really appreciate like the honest feedback. I think you had said, if I remember correctly, like you would have tried to dig a little bit deeper, maybe look for slightly more unique, like a more unique phrase than, because my hook is devil on my shoulder, running with the devil on my shoulder. And I was like, okay, that's feedback I can use, you know, like instead of going with like what might be cliche, let me take an extra 10 minutes to see if I can come up with a different phrase. At least that's how I interpreted your feedback. So
Sure.
with that, is that something that you do? Like, when you're writing, are you coming up with stuff and be like, all right, wait, I'm not sold on this phrase yet. Let me try to revamp that. Like, how does that work when you are trying to dig a little deeper for something more unique?
For sure. I mean, because what do you connect with in songs that excites you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the perfect example for me, what immediately popped in my head is John Mayer's got it's an older song from John Mayer called Come Back to Bed. It's like a slow blues kind of song. I forget what album it's on. Maybe Continuum, or no, the one before that, Heavier Things, I think. Anyway, the one line in that song is, I survive on the breath that you're finished with. And the first time I heard that, I was like, holy shit. You know? How does he even come up with that? Like, I don't get it. You know? But it like floored me. I survive on the breath that you're finished with? Come on.
Right.
You know?
Right. That's
crazy.
You haven't heard that before. Yeah. And I think, especially when even in terms of our flyer analogy or whatever, a lot of songs being written, and that's great, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it gives us an opportunity, and, you know, I feel a certain responsibility that when I'm writing and making music, to try to push myself, to push the medium, you know, to share something that feels different or new, even if, and the risk is that it will suck, you know, but it's like, that's fine, you know,
Right. Yep.
It's worth taking those swings pretty much.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Does now, I know you work a lot with Theo Katzman, right? Theo, in what way do you work with, is he the producer of that last album, or how do you work with Theo?
Yeah, well, Theo is just someone I love so much. He's like such a dear friend first.
Yep.
And
I
and
did
the
reach out to him to be on this podcast. I haven't heard back from him.
yeah, he's got a lot going on.
I know.
Busy guy. But an incredible, like if you get him talking, it's a gold mine.
Right.
And we actually did talk about it. It's in the book. He he's like, I don't really see myself as a producer. I'm like a protector. Uh,
Okay.
and in that sense, I feel, I'm speaking as Theo now. I I feel very confident in my ability to protect certain aspects of the work. So
Mhm.
he's obviously a stunning musician. So
Yeah.
he can protect the groove. If something gets in the track that's fucking with the groove,
Oh, okay.
protect it.
Nice. I like that. I like that that viewpoint. It's
Right?
because now I don't work with producers a lot. I am working with a guy, Stephen Butler from the band Smash Palace from back in the '80s. But I'm working with him now, and I like working with Steve. And he's been nothing but great for me, you know, because I've never done it before. I've never really kind of professionally recorded before, so I'm learning a lot from him. I've never heard it put as like trying to protect, you know, or being a protector as opposed to a producer, and I think
Right.
I'm digging that a lot.
Yeah, I like it a lot too. And part of where he's coming from is, the role of producer has changed a lot in our musical lives.
Mm,
From what George Martin does in 1960 to what Dr. Dre does in 2000 to what
sure. Yeah.
Laptop Joe is doing right now. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's a blanket term,
Right.
you know. And
Yeah, for sure.
it's, Theo, I think, is someone who is, yeah, operating more with what the artist is, uh, whatever producing, I guess,
Okay.
and shaping it and giving feedback, and as opposed to creating or introducing his sound
Okay.
to
Yep.
a record,
Yep.
which he also obviously did because he played all these instruments. But
Right. Right. What instruments, if you don't mind me asking, what instruments did he play on your album?
yeah, sure, he played drums. We tracked most of it, live takes as much as we could. So he's playing drums, and then he would overdub bass
Mm-hmm.
often, um, and then he played some guitar as well. Some like
Okay.
this song called "Meat on the Bone," where he
Mm-hmm.
played these slide guitar solos.
Nice.
That,
That's awesome. I love it. That's similar to what Steve does for me. Like I go in there with my guitar and my song and my voice, and then I'll sing and play it, and then we'll lay down like a throwaway guitar track, and then we'll do vocals, and then he'll play bass, and then I'll redo the guitar, the acoustic guitar track, and then he might play some lead guitar on it or some rhythm guitar, whatever. And then once we get the base of it down, then we'll send it off to this guy, Mark Schreiber, who plays drums. We'll send the whole track because we do everything to a click, and then we'll send it off to the drummer. He'll put his drums on it, send it back, and then we'll tweak whatever needs to be tweaked, and then it'll go off to mastering. So
yeah.
it's a cool process. I've never done it before, and I've done it now with 2 songs. And I'm working on my 3rd now, so it's fun.
Oh, that's
Yep.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, it's a learning experience for sure.
I mean, every single freaking time.
Yep. That's great. Okay, let's see. I think that's pretty much all I really wanted to like catch up with you. I mean, I know we did talk a lot last time. We talked all about like the honey days and all that stuff, and
Right.
and you were kind enough to talk to my girlfriend Leanne last time at the very end of our conversation. She was beside herself.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fun.
and then she absolutely loved it. So,
Oh, that makes sense.
so I appreciate that so much. Thank you.
Of course.
But yeah, is there anything else before we wrap up? And if you want, I don't know if you remember, but last time you played a couple of songs. You're welcome to do that again today if you want. I don't want to put you on the spot, but anything else you want to talk about or promote before we wrap things up?
Oh man, you know what's funny? I'm going to skip the song only because I've sprained my thumb.
Oh no. Okay.
So,
No worries.
which has been a really interesting. That's something worth talking about because
Yeah.
it's it's such a funny experience. It happens every once in a while where there'll be an injury that really kind of puts the whole thing into a different perspective, and I realize
Mm-hmm.
how heavily I rely on my right thumb. You know,
Right, right. Yep.
my
Yep. Yeah, you got to hold the pick or finger pick with it. Yep.
all this stuff. So it's given me a lot of different things to think about in my musical practice away from an instrument, you know,
Okay. Yep.
which is, I
Like
think,
what? Like, give me an example if you don't mind.
well, there's so many things you can do. I mean, besides singing, obviously, I'll, I'll visualize, um, the fretboard. I'll, I'll, if I transcribe something, or I'll transcribe something just vocally. If I'm learning a Sonny Rollins solo because he passed away recently, I'll do it
Mm.
all vocally. And then be able to, obviously, when I get to a guitar, transfer it so much quicker, and
Oh,
it's
okay.
in your understanding so much more deeply.
Right.
That there's a Ellis Marsalis was the father of Winton and Branford, and like a
Oh, okay.
patriarch of Marsalis family, and he taught uh, at Loyola Marymount or Loyola in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he'd say that people be like, "Oh, I learned it in the key of F or whatever," and he's like, "You got to learn it in the key of music." You know what I mean? And 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 that's what I think about in these moments where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it doesn't matter what key it's in. I don't need to rely on the guitar. It has to be in my imagination.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
Yeah, and I think that's a wonderful way. You're a songwriter. That's a wonderful way to approach writing is to
Mm-hmm.
put the guitar down, um,
Yeah.
and just listen. And maybe nothing comes, or maybe that just a glimmer of an idea, but we can get very habituated with instruments, things like
Yeah,
that.
sure. Yep. I
And
do that all the time. Like whenever I'm writing, I always have the guitar in my hand. I'm strumming and all that stuff. So yeah, maybe I'll give that a try for sure to just sit there and just kind of think about it.
listen, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it's an incredible way to develop our musicianship, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, cool. Well, Ben, I appreciate you talking to me again. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Sorry about last week. And
Oh, that's all right. Oh,
but yeah,
yeah, I wanted to ask you. You said you were working on some kind of project for a film or something. Is that something you can talk about?
sure. That was last week. There's a friend of mine named Sean Watkins. You know Sean?
I don't think so. No.
Sean is just a wonderful human musician. He and his
I'm gonna
sister,
write his name down so I can look him up.
yeah, he
Go
and
ahead.
his sister Sarah were in the band called Nickel Creek, if you remember them.
Nickel Creek. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
familiar.
they're
Yep.
just wonderful musicians. And Sean has a solo record that he's finished. So we were filming some live performance, or filming, that must be live.
Oh, cool. Okay, got you.
Our
Got you. Yep.
performances off at his
Yep.
record.
Nice, nice. Yeah, definitely gonna check Sean's stuff out for sure. And
Yeah.
yeah, so that's awesome. But yeah, no worries about last week. It's totally fine. We're able to make it happen today. So I'm grateful that you were able to find some time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, likewise. You're gigging like crazy, dude.
Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. I am, full disclosure, I'm the solo acoustic cover guy. So yeah, I do 120 shows a year. They're all cover gigs. You know what I mean? They're all cover gigs, but
That's
I
great.
do mix in my original music here and there. And actually, Sunday I did play a writers round here in New Jersey. The friend of mine named Andrew Moore. You know how Nashville has all the writers rounds. My friend Andrew's trying to kind of get that thing going here in New Jersey, having like a monthly writers round. And there's another one that just started not too far from here. So, it'd be nice if we can kind of get the original music scene popping here in New Jersey, because it's very much a cover band town for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah. When
yeah.
you do the Lord's work, dude, I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, cool. Well, and I will see you in September. We'll keep in touch. Hopefully we can either grab coffee or something, or maybe meet up at the show, whatever works for you, because I know you're going to be working and busy. So
I'd love that.
hopefully I'll see you in September.
Please reach out.
I will, brother. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, dude.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.